Well, today marks the beginning of National Prevention Week. It raises public awareness about mental health and also substance use disorders.
And Connecticut is marking the 10th anniversary of NPW with some great activities to help get young people engaged in prevention early on. Joining us now to talk about that, we have Deborah Lake from the Governor's Prevention Partnership to tell us more about NPW and how you can all get involved. Deb, good morning. Are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Good to hear your voice. All right. Thank you for joining us this early. Can you start by telling us just a bit about what NPW is and who's really helping to drive it forward?
Yes, absolutely. So National Prevention Week is supported by SAMHSA and the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services here in Connecticut. And as you mentioned, this is the 10th anniversary, highlighting all of the prevention work that goes on throughout the year. Our statewide committee has been working to help families get engaged in drug and alcohol prevention. And each day of the week has a different theme, such as prescription drug and opioid misuse, alcohol drinking, cannabis use, tobacco and vaping, and suicide prevention.
Now, you mentioned the partnership with SAMHSA. Just for those folks who are not familiar, that is the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. That's the partnership that you have.
Correct.
And now I wanted to ask you about Gizmo.
Absolutely. Yeah, Gizmo is a friendly furry therapy dog who is part of a book that's called Gizmo's Possum Guide to Mental Health. And it supports the understanding of mental health and wellness specifically designed for youth. And so this message is shared by Gizmo, and it's all about caring for our mental health, daily self-care, healthy coping strategies, and it's written in a way that can be understood really well by youth as well as their trusted adults. And so, at this time, we all can use as much mental health support as ever. It's a really great book, and we're so excited for a reading of Gizmo later this week.
Now, I was told that NPW has a mascot here in Connecticut. Just to be clear, Gizmo is not the mascot?
No, well, Gizmo is specifically for suicide prevention, but you're right. This year we worked, the committee that I mentioned, worked to create a Happy Starfish. The starfish represents the many arms of prevention, and we wanted to make something that could really draw people in, especially young people, and get them interested in prevention. So this week, we're also having a naming contest for our starfish. It's at ctclearinghouse.org/starfish. And so anyone watching is welcome to submit their name of choice. And we're taking submissions this week, and the name will be voted on shortly thereafter.
Oh, that's so much fun. Now, Deb, I was looking at the website, and you mentioned earlier events planned, scheduled for every single day we're talking about. Today is preventing prescription drug and opioid use. But again, there's events for each of the following days. And what's the best way for people to get involved? Do they have to register? How can people partake?
So there are lots of different events. There are a few events statewide, such as the Gizmo's reading, and then a lot of the local prevention councils are also having special events, in each community. So the statewide website is ctclearinghouse.org/NPW. And people can see different events on there. There are also some activities for kids, like coloring pages with the mascot, reading lists, and other information about activities and healthy decision making. But then also you can look at your local youth services bureau or other things in your town to see what might have local events there. There's also the Change the Script van that will be going around the state this week.
Deborah, I just want you to talk about this for a little minute. But before the pandemic started, I think the opioid crisis was one of the most talked about issues in the entire United States. And concomitant with that and mental health, I feel like it sort of dropped off people's radar because COVID-19 just took over everything. But because of COVID-19, I imagine it's more of an issue now than maybe ever. How important is it to try to get the focus back on this now for hopefully the first time in a while?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is very important. Certainly, people in public health have held everything, at the forefront of our work throughout this past year. Mental health and our well-being, especially as people are still, trying to figure out what's normal right now, certainly leads into substance use prevention. And so, it's important to take advantage. A lot of the resources are still there. People have access to activities, people have access to peer navigators if they're struggling. 211 is a great resource for anyone who has questions about how they're feeling or looking for resources. And yeah, we're doing a lot of work to make sure that, to make sure that prevention activities are at the forefront. There's still ways that you can, dispose of unused medicine at home or at local police departments, things like that.
Deborah, thank you so much. What National Prevention Week means, what you are doing is so important. We thank you for being with us. And we're going to have all the information, all the week's events on our website, so folks can head over there to get more information and get a link.
Thanks
for being with us.
Yes, thank you so much.